Hi, today I'll be showing you guys how to design and prototype a drop-down input field in Figma. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to create my normal input field. So I'll tap T on my keyboard for text, click anywhere, and let's say this will be the word drop-down input. Yes. So I'm going to wrap an auto layout around this one using Shift A. Then I'll give it my desired size. I love using 312 for my mobile, and let's use 50 for the height. Align it to the left, and left and right padding will be 16. Awesome. So I'll give it a white background. I'll give it a subtle stroke. Let's give it a subtle gray stroke. I'll also give it a corner radius of 10. I'll drop the stroke to 0.5 and probably reduce the opacity here to 50. Yes, this looks subtle. I love this. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a tag text at the top here. I'll duplicate that text outside, and let's say this is called gender. Yes. So this one I'll change it to select your gender. So the next thing I need now is my CTA icon. So I'll come to my assets and I'll look for an arrow. Okay, while that is load, okay. So I'm going to drag an arrow inside this input box here, and I'll just double click on this auto layout to span them across. Awesome. So now I have my header, which is my tag, and I have my inputs. So I'll highlight both of them and wrap an auto layout around them again to stick them together, then drop the spacing to 8. Now my tag, I want to drop it to, okay, it's on 12 already. I'll drop it to gray. My input should be my body text, the normal body text, so that will be 14. Yes, this is good. And also for the default state, the text should also be gray. Yes. So now let us quickly design our options and prototype them. So the next thing I'll do is I'll tap T on my keyboard again to create another text here, and let's say male. So this option text, I'll wrap an auto layout around it again. I'm also going to give it the same size as this input. So that is also 312 by 50. And I'll align it to the left hand side, also using 16 as the padding left and right. Good. So but now this one would have a white background, which is for the default state but no outline. I'll duplicate this auto layout using my Shift and Alt key, dragging it down. Then this one will now be the overstate. So the overstate should have a subtle background color. So I'll just change this background color to the primary color. I'll splash it here and drop it to, like, let's say 8% opacity. Just very, very subtle. Yes, like that. Or even 6% opacity. And I'll also increase the text inside to like medium or bold. Let me use medium. Okay. So now I have my default state and I have my overstate. So I'll highlight both of them and I'll also make them a component set. So I'll create a component set for both of them and I'll quickly prototype them. Come to prototype, click on the first one and drag your wire from here, drag it down to the second one. And the prompt will be not on click but while hovering. So this is while my mouse is hovering on this one, I want it to change to this one instantly. Then I'll click on the second one, drag it back to the first one, which means, and this one will be mouse leave. So when my mouse leaves this one, it should change back to this one instantly also. So that's fully prototyped. I'll put that on one side, come back to design. Then I'll copy everything inside this component set box. I'll just tap my enter key to select the children, and I'll hold my alternative key to drag them out. That's to copy them outside. So now I have my over state and my default states. So I'm going to highlight, I'm going to wrap an auto layout again around both of them, making them one single auto layout. Let me rename them. This one will be default and this one will be over. Yeah. So I'll just change this over back to default again, and this one becomes female. Yes. Then I'll duplicate the last one and say, let's say, don't say. Yeah. So the auto layout holding the three of them together, I would remove the spacing between them to 0. Then uh I'm going to wrap a stroke, a subtle stroke around that auto layout, gray, then corner radius of 10 again. Let's see what we got. I have a few which is white, and I'll clip the content for my stroke to be visible. Yes. So I'll reduce this to 0.5 as usual, drop this to 50 as usual. Yeah, so this is my drop down option box here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of them like this, and I'll make them one auto layout again. Yes, and the spacing between them will be reduced to 4 now. So I'm going to prototype this drop down here. Let's bring this one back here, and we are going to duplicate this for the click state and the default state. How do we do that? You click here, you hold your control key, and you drag your frame back to the top, making it touch the bottom of the main input field. So now you're already excluding this out of the frame, but it's still showing because I've not clicked my content, right? So this is the trick here. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll just click the content to remove that option box and duplicate this auto layout now. This general auto layout, I'll duplicate it in two places. Just tap Ctrl G on your keyboard to duplicate it, and you drag it with your shift key. You drag it while holding your shift key to the side. So this will be my default state. This will be my open state. So the open state, I'll unclip the contents now. So I'll now highlight both of them and also create a component set with both of them like this. Yes, awesome. Then I'll rename them. This one will be my default again, and this will be my selected or open state, anyone you feel like calling it, right? And the next thing I'm going to do now, I want to play the prototype. Yes, and whenever the input field is opened, the the arrow is supposed to face the other side. So I'm just going to flip it over to face up. So when it is closed, it's facing down, which indicates being closed, and when it is facing the other side, it means it is opened. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Then let's quickly prototype it too. So I'll click on prototype here, and I'll click on my first one. So when I click on this first one, or better still, click on the icon itself, which is the city here. When I click on the icon, changes to this one. On click, change to this one. Awesome. And when I click on this icon now here, it changes back to this one instantly. Good. So let's play this prototype and see if it works fine. So I'll draw a frame outside like this, and I'll copy the default one, Ctrl C. I'll drop it in my frame, Ctrl V. Now I'm going to play this prototype so we can all see if it works or not. The prototype is loading already. Yes, so it's working fine, and my overstates are all working. That's awesome. Good. All right. So please don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, and also